In this video, we're going to look at how to make a report form with all the student names on it and all of their marks on it already. I'm going to take it very slowly and assume that you know little or nothing about using a mail merge, about using Excel spreadsheets or getting marks from Moodle. And so if you know any of that stuff, you'll have to skip through that section till we get to the stuff that you need. The process is quite complex when you first look at it, and the first time you do it, it will take much longer than just writing your reports normally. I've now got it down to 7 minutes was how long it took me the last time, and that was to get all of my students with their name, with the course, with all of the marks that they've got for each thing, and then the next student with their name and all of their marks as well. Some of you may not want the marks. It might be enough just to have the names on, and to do that you don't need Moodle at all. Just any spreadsheet with their names is fine. So let's take it slowly from the very beginning. Before we start, I want to very quickly look at what's going to happen. What we're looking at here is a spreadsheet on the right, which has a column of names and a column of marks. What we're going to do is write two separate documents that will say, Dear Milena, your mark is 85, and Dear Sam, your mark is 72. And this is the basic principle behind everything we're going to do. To do it, we need to be on the Mailings tabs and Mail Merge. And the Mail Merge will give us Dear Name, which is this heading here. Your mark is Mark, which will then carry us through so we can preview our letter. Dear Milena, your mark is 85. Now to complete the mail merge. And it opens a new window. Dear Milena, your mark is 85. Dear Sam, your mark is 72. And of course, this could be endless. Let's see how it all works when we've got lots of data and a real report form. This time, we've still got a spreadsheet on the right and a Word document on the left, but the Word document is our report form that we've downloaded from Tess's email. What we need, therefore, is the list of student names and marks, and we can get that from Moodle. Here's the Moodle Quantitative Methods course, and in order to get the marks, I need to go to the administration block and to the gradebook. This time we can go to the administration block again. It's underneath navigation, and I'm given the opportunity to export my grades. I'll click on that, and you see it offers me a list of things. We'll use Excel spreadsheet. It's probably the best for most of us. That opens this window with all of the marks I'm going to export and how to format my export. And I'm going to just change this. I don't want any decimal points in it, and download. I open it up in Excel, which is this on my computer. And now we've got the list of student names here, and we've got all of their various marks for different things and their course total here. And this is the data that will come into our report form. But we don't need this document anymore, so we just need to save it somewhere we can easily find it. So I'm going to save as onto my desktop marks. And now I can close that window and we can focus on the mail merge. As before, we're going to go to Mailings, Start Mail Merge, Step by Step Mail Merge Wizard, but as you see this time it's grayed out and we can't use it. The reason it's grayed out is for these forms where we have check boxes, etc. It has to be restricted editing. So the first thing we have to do is go to the Review tab and then click on Restrict Editing. Let's stop the protection. We want to check that so there's no restriction. It might ask you for a password here, but remember the password's going to be something that management can remember, so it's going to be ICC or if cells or something. It won't take you more than 30 seconds to get it right. So now we've stopped that, we can go back to mailings and start mail merge, and our wizard is free. When we click on it, it opens this extra pane here, and there's going to be 6 steps that we go through. The first step is the type of document, and it doesn't have reports. We'll just say it's a letter, which is the default. Use the current document is the default. Well, that's what we want. Step 3. Now we've got to get our data sources. Well, our data sources is the Excel spreadsheet we just saved to the desktop, so let's look on it. Browse, and here it is, marks. I click on that and I open, and it will ask me for probably 2 confirmations. I just say yes to everything. 1. If you teach all the students on a course, that's easy. You can just click on OK. If you teach only some of them, you can deselect all and then just select the ones that you want and then click OK. Alternatively, if I look along the list of columns, I can see there's a column here with teacher, and SM is me and MS isn't me. So I can just select the ones with my initials. There might be a group number, group 1, group 3, etc. If it's something like that, it does make it a little easier, and I can click on filter. The filter asks for the field. Well, the field I want was teacher in this case, and teacher is equal to SM. OK. Now it's selected only my students, which is what I want, and I can select all of them. OK. Next, I'm ready to write my letter. I click on it, and this section is all about filling in the form. There are some fields that are easy to fill in, like the subject, my printed name at the bottom. The rest of the information on the form is going to be particular to each student, and not least important is the names. So I want to click where I want this name to be, and then I want to insert from our database. So we're never going to use these ones. Everything will be the more items choice. I click on that, and it gives me the whole table that I need, and I'm going to put surname first, insert and close. Then I'm going to put a comma, a space, and I'll add the surname. More items. So first name, insert and close. To show you how that works, I'm going to skip through to preview the letter, and you see the first student is already there. I'll come back. So one can always see what it will look like. For some of you, that might be as much as you want. But if you've got quizzes and marks on Moodle, I find it quite useful to read those marks when I'm about to give my report. So here, comments on academic performance. That will be their ability in QM. Let's see what we've got here. I have the Term 1 examination results, those were in. I'll insert. What else? We've got a vocabulary, no, a maths quiz here, insert. Essay, no. Maths quiz, yes. Maths quiz, yes, and close. When I come down to the linguistic performance, I can add my language activities, more items, and there was a vocabulary quiz, there was an essay 1, and there was an essay 2. Close. Let's preview the letter again. So we've got the first student. Oh, this doesn't look very good. We've just got a list of numbers all together and the same thing here. So we're going to have to format it a bit better. Let's go back. When I click on one of these, because it's a single field, it highlights the whole thing. So they're quite easy to find. They're always between these chevrons. So this is the Term 1 examination result. So I'm going to go before it and put Term 1 exam, a space, and we can see now what I've done, Term 1 exam real. And to make that even clearer, I'm going to come to the Home tab and I'm going to just change the color of that so that that's all blue together, and I'll highlight all of that and we'll make that green and orange, and finally I'm going to highlight that and make it all green. If you do your formatting here when you come to preview, it's a lot easier to see. So the term 1 exam was 7, the week 2 quiz 8, the quiz 1 was 9, etc. And we can do the same thing here. And we'll preview that, and that looks much better. The next thing I'd like to do is I always begin with the student's name, and I can't always remember what their name is or the spelling without scrolling up to the top, getting the name and scrolling back down. But using this method I can just insert their name here. So let's go back and we'll insert more items, first name, insert, and that'll work better. And I'll do the same thing down here in case I need it. Once we're satisfied with the layout, we can complete our merge. I don't want to print it, I want to edit individual letters, and I want all the records. And here it is, my new document. Each page has the student's name written clearly on it, spelt correctly, and each one also has all of their marks so that I can write their reports without looking too much up. All that remains to be done is to restrict editing again, because of course we can't click these things very easily the way we've got it now. So we go back to the Review tab, we go back to Restrict Editing, we're going to allow only this sort of changes, and it should be filling in forms. Once you've done that, yes, start enforcing protection. Password, we'll just leave it blank. And that's now ready to go.